What up? We're talking about something that needs to be discussed. I'm really getting tired of everybody talking about R. Kelly in this situation. I want to tell you, I want to give you the definition of why suicide happens and why our government is going to pay the price for it. Where kids at, the boundary of the community. You human race has been doing this for 1,000 years, 1,000,000,000 years. And I was on YouTube. I just don't want to hear about it because we got to look at it what our government plays a part and our American people plays a part and why kids are dying. Everybody don't got good intentions. I'm admit that things, but I'm from a place where people get bullied, made fun of, and have no one, and parents are not trying to understand those qualifications. Get named. Hey, trust me, I didn't been through it all. But I didn't been through it all. You hear me? I didn't been through almost everything name they can call me as a kid. I didn't been through it. I didn't set up in my house alone sometimes. And I got right back up. But it's these parents, these schools, the way the government act, the way our kids are dying. And they need to take responsibility for those things. As parents don't know how to show their kid love and don't know how to act right in the farm to get them in a good environment away from a school, away from an environment, to get them around things. Those things is the biggest impact. I'm going to tell you something. When I was 12, 11 years old, I got admitted to the hospital, right? Because I felt like I was dying, right? I got admitted to the hospital, okay? I didn't actually die, but I got admitted to the hospital. And that's when I found out they put me in. But the thing is this is what I want to talk about. They put me in there with other kids in the hospital in New Orleans, Louisiana, right? But not sitting there with the parents and getting in the real, they still do the same old routine. The government still got the same old routine out. You can't sit people in the hospital with other people if you're not figuring out what's going on at the house. And parents are not coming in there and sitting there with the doctor, just you're doing things. And it's the same old routine, getting people with other kids, but you're not fixing what's in the household. That is the biggest problem where our government needs to stop right there. Now, people say they always been talked about. When it comes to parents, it comes to you can't talk about certain things with parents about certain things. Now, I don't care how you know your mom. I don't care how you know your thing. How you think you cool with your mom. You just can't talk to them about certain things. It's the bottom line of those things. And what you think you can make you understand as a government and you sitting up there judging and the discipline of those things. The most, let me tell you something. It's their opinion. It's their opinion and democracy what got things going. I'm getting tired of hearing it. Let me tell you something. We was in CPS class in CFB character Texas. One thing I talked about instinct. I know Walmart wasn't for me. When I first worked at Walmart, I know it was a bad idea for me because I'm gonna tell you the main thing. The manager wasn't acting right, and when I got an orientation, they had 5 people on the left, 5 people on the right. I'm at the end, and that person at the end, and Charles is standing by that person, and Charles is looking at me with racism intent in that orientation. We know something ain't right when we don't supposed to be at a job. We know something right, and most of the thing we talked about is CPS class, and people talk about and that's all the jobs I got to offer and have. You to invest in it. Don't take a job just because you have to. Stop thinking they need you need them. Like stop thinking You know what I'm trying to say. You need them. They need you. Don't settle for less. And that's the problem. That with any job. Let me tell you something. When I worked at Nash, when I went to Nash, I didn't like the way that Neo was treating. You know, the first thing she asked me, and Neo was acting up and behaving wrong. How much you want? But Neo made me feel uncomfortable through that whole situation. And when we dealing with Walmart employees and the customer, all right, how much y'all? I've been there. You ask me how much. I can say how much. But that Neo saying things that he don't supposed to be saying as an HR management in orientation, you making somebody feel uncomfortable. And that's what I had to deal with in those things. All right. I could have got a lot more than I expected, but if you ask me in that orientation, how much do I want? How much do I want to get paid? And you ask me this, right? So why do people make you feel uncomfortable in orientation about treating you badly in front of everybody? And the same thing happened at 1216. And the behavior that's coming from it. So when we talking about, let me tell you something. When I was 14 and 15 years old, working, I did not have that problem. But the most thing I know, I had to stay. I talked to my employees, but I had to keep my mind off at a certain distance to get what I'm trying. I blocked myself from certain individuals. But they didn't want to get to me. I had to understand the qualifications of those things. But at these managers and these HR managers in the back are saying things and making people feel uncomfortable in orientation, and we sitting in the crowd of people, how you make you feel? Yeah, how you make you feel? And you making people feel uncomfortable. Everybody wants that manager, the HR person say something that she's supposed to be in the back. And you got everybody looking at like you the bad guy, like something's wrong with you behind their words. They did it at 1216 and they did it at 2996. The question is making people feel uncomfortable as an employee. All right, I'm gonna calm down with the noise. Making people feel uncomfortable with the noise. Oh shit. I said I was gonna calm down with the noise on it. You want me to talk the light? Right. Come on. No, those are the things of what we have to do in that format play. We That's the thing with that. People trying to bash you in orientation. I didn't have that when I was 14 or 15 years old. But those are the things of HR trying to make you look bad and make you not to get the position you want because of their behavior or what they say. So the thing is, when I was working at Walmart, like my position was a stopper at 299. I said, why didn't I get that position? Because of HR, the people in the back behavior are saying things they don't supposed to be saying and making me feel comfortable as an employee, as a future employee, saying things they don't supposed to be saying in orientation. These are two stores that got misconduct, making a future employee feel uncomfortable of the words. And and these managers and these HRs have to know their boundaries. And they don't know their boundary points and making somebody feel uncomfortable in those matters. And those are the things that we have to understand and have YouTube. But let me tell you something, stop with it. Everybody got to realize a part. We talking about earlier. We also talking about Walmart. That's disgusting. Because, hey, you can say what you want, Governor Abbey. You can, all of y'all can say what y'all want in that elected. You killing these kids. You killing them because of bullying and racism going on, and parents. I was in theater class. I'm gonna tell you something. And when I was in theater class at Newman Smith, and let me tell you, we had it was two boys and a girl, and the parent was acting some type of way. How can we get our role done, and these girls' parents acting some type of way? And I'm like, we had to sit on the back of the backyard of this girl thing and talk about a play, and we just put things together because the parents was acting up in a kind of way where we couldn't socialize the way we wanted to do it and come up with our play like the way we wanted to. You can't have kids in school doing, and I had to experience that. I said, hold on, why the hell we working in the backyard sitting on a wall discussing a damn or what we gonna do? And I'm like, what the hell? And we got set up with, and when I was going to Newman Smith, we got set up with different, we had different teams. We was 3 sections. And those things was, man, I'm like, hold up for a second. What is going on in this situation? Now, people is how parents act and behave themselves. And these, you trying to put your political opinion on everybody. And these adults trying to put their political opinion on every single thing in America. But you killing these kids. And you don't even know it. You killing them. Governor Abbott, you got to take some responsibility. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. You can say what you want. It's Justice Joe Biden, you got to take some responsibility, man. I know everybody don't got a good intention, but what you're doing, that's the problem, is what you're doing. Me kidding, I know how I feel. You can't tell me nothing. I sat in the house by myself when anybody didn't call. If you can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. I sit up in there lonely, just sitting in my bed when nobody didn't want to call and hang out. You think you know what you're talking about? And this was the time I was staying towards Creekview Way. Just sitting in my house to pray. It's the way y'all act towards each other in the environment. But y'all want to come with these rules and lie. That's why I got a problem with y'all, man. And if somebody don't do, let me tell you something. We are going to pay the price for stopping connection and bonds more than you even know. And then everybody don't got, because every man vindictive person act like they got a problem on my social media. I know the other people got a problem, but it's not like that. I know no, you're stopping connection, and you got to be responsible for that. When a kid died of suicide, who to blame of it? And they need to start taking responsibility, man. Joe Biden, all of y'all. Governor Abbott needs to stop running like a coward and deal with the bullying and the narcissists and the outcasting of what's going on in America. You need to stop deal with it. Deal with certain, if people don't participate, and that's what he said, participating. Stop that bull crap. Stop it right now, because you're playing with fire. You're playing with fire. You wait for you starting up trouble. One of the senators is starting up trouble. You're playing with fire that you don't even understand. And it'll get you burnt when you play on your society side, senators. Rules of connection will be broken, and we are killing ourselves more and more a day. Because people want to bully, tease, exit the people. I want to lie. Somebody said somebody worked for the DEA. Want to lie? That's how bad it gets. You know. I did a documentary on Atlanta, and I studied Atlanta documentary on HBO when the farmers was getting killed. Now this nigga trying to lie to get himself in the predicament. to get himself in a predicament. Bush and them trying to lie to get himself in a predicament. But don't talk about these things when everybody plays a part of it. They need to take some responsibility, man, for what's going on here. Stop sitting up there, oh, this and that. You come with your parents. Then your parents you can't go to your parents and talk about every damn thing. If I tell my mom my problem, what I had, what I saw out of my relationships, how you think I would be where I'm at? And I can't tell her damn everything what I experienced as a teenager. When I'm outside at school, when I'm outside at a friend's house, when I'm outside dealing with other you think I can really have that talk with her and what happened to me? Those things you can't have talk with certain things. You don't feel comfortable as a kid talking to your parents. Trust me. There's a lot of things I could have told my mom. Even though I was in New Orleans, you think those things are of a comfortable situation? I'm doing good, my friend. How are you? But they need to take some damn responsibility, man. They need to take some. Governor Abbott and Joe Biden need to take some responsibilities. Rules come when you try to. You always want control. Society wants it, and you want it, and it can't work like your way. The more you have rules, the more we killing ourselves, and you don't even know it. Why? You don't even know it. These things are what's going on in this American thing. But this is not what I'm trying to talk about, because everybody want to talk negativity. So someone happen, you know, got a damn thing going to happen to me in this format play. Because Yellow Breeze has been lying. He's been lying. The Dallas have been lying. The niggas have been up with that racist stuff that's been going on. Sometimes you got to block out the negativity from family and all these things that going on with bullcrap from communities. And he think he just supposed to walk out. Yellow Breeze is supposed to walk out and get away with things he's supposed to get away with. He supposed to take his thing. That DA was in that mall and they know what Yellow Breeze did. I'm not going to play this game with Governor Abbott. I'm not going to play it. Either you pay up or we're going to have a problem. And I made sure I filed a civil rights suit on the Justice Department, on the White House, and the state of Texas, and the Supreme Court. So we can play this if you want. The Supreme Court hear everybody's case once a year. And we don't have to worry about arguments. Every year, they hear each person's case. Every year, Supreme Court. So even though they got all of my situations, you got subject, you got email. If I talk about the mayor's behavior and Governor Abbott and Trump behavior in those democracy wrong of taking a people's side of racism of my 14th Amendment. So these are the things when I filed the civil rights on when Trump talked about his tax dollars. So Texas and the Justice Department can deny them, but they would lose in front of the Supreme Court because I have a 14th Amendment behind racist behavior in American business and in the communities. So the court can play it like this, the Social Security can play it like this, but you're gonna lose by if I take it to the civil Supreme Court. They already got my case. And people get all good people and do what they want. So the thing is, it talks about age, disability, race, color, all that on the civil rights. And it talks about all of those things. But so when I win this fight and your behavior is starting to behind your tax dollars and your racist, the certain individuals and communities that like to behave wrong in those formats, and the businesses that like to be narcissists, how can we understand those things and those format plans? So we have to identify those things. Let me tell you, when I die, when I make 95, I get 100 years old, I don't want to die being an activist or being anybody next to any one of them. My title going to say misunderstood because God was misunderstood. He was misunderstood behind behavior, others' opinions, and those things that got in the way of God doing his full work while he was in the body. Those behavior of others got in the way and doing his full work in the body. So we have to understand those things of how the things are playing out in the dynamic of what we're talking about here. But Joe Biden got to take some responsibility. Governor Abbott, everybody got a part in America to make sure every kid is getting heard in different ways. You got a part to play. And parents are not understanding those things. But sometimes parents want to stay in those property advantage. When you go to a community, I need you to see, if you're going to move out of your state, your best thing to see the percentage of a state, to see what state and what community got more to offer to keeping your kids safe and with the activity that you do. So if you want to move to another state or move to a continent, move where you got a lot to, where a state, a community, a county got a lot to offer. If you plan on packing your kids up and doing what you want to do, which state got the most to offer? What state, what county can protect the kids and other people in this community? Who can have that protection the most? And that's what you got to look at in our democracy. And that's what you got to understand, what is the most of these things are how we doing things. So what county is protected? What state and what county? You might got your eye on the state. Say you got your eye on the state of Texas, right? But the thing is, what county can offer you the most? Other states can't offer you things. What makes people want to? What gonna make? Not because of football, not because of sports, not because of internet. Stop all that sports and all that. Let's cut that out for a second. Let's cut that out. What's the art of protecting that? Games don't got nothing. What's the offer? What do our government got to offer to keep the things moving in the way you want to move? But you cannot have control over everything that you think you want to have control over. You have you these are the things of what you understand. So the thing is, what county can offer the most? I need y'all to go look. Go Google something. Each county. When you go on each county, each state that you're in, look at what state can offer the most assistance from in whatever state you want to move to. And that's the most important thing when it comes to your kids and your family. What do they have to offer? Look at the government benefits. Look at the community. Look at what the school got off. You can Google. You can call from a Texas. You can call Newman Smith. You can call all over the globe in a state Google something, and you can call a school right now, or a high school, or a middle school, a college. What do you got to offer in your state? What can you bring what can you bring to those things? And a person laughs. I don't have, hey, you better get that smile on you. What can you bring to the table? And those are the most things we have to identify in life, and those key points of where we trying to go. If you want to come to a state, look at the production centers. And not just about sports. Not just about those things. Nothing about those things. Stop. Leave sports out. It's how the community attack issues in a society. That's the number one thing. If you're going to move out of your state, move out of your state. That's what you need to do. Hey, how you doing? That's what you need to do. If you want to move out of your state, your family going to move out of your state. See what the production centers, see what they got to offer to keep kids out of trouble and keep you out of a situation. So, and these are the things we have to understand in life. So if a state don't got nothing to offer, and I don't want to know about sports. I want to know what you got going on and how you attack things in your community without causing conflict to make sure everybody get heard. And how those things is. When I went to Atlanta, before I left Walmart, I told James and I told Miss Lee and I told Miss Lee I never did say that I was going to come back. I told James while I'm down there, I know I never promised that I was going to figure out the personalities. So before I left Walmart, before I went on a paternity leave, and I went to Atlanta, and I told James, I said, James, while I'm down there, let me go figure out the personalities of the employees, of the workers. And those were the most important thing. And James rolled his eyes at me at the time because he kind of know what I was talking about. Like, if I'm telling you about, I want to go to, when I'm out there in my fraternity league, and I want to go out there and figure out the personalities and see where I can fit in personality wise. How can that understanding of those dynamics? So I started going to every Walmart and I started to talk to every employee in Atlanta. And I wanted the deli I kind of got along with. Other people in the thing and the stockers it's a little bit complicated with them. But I think the deli in Atlanta, and they had a great personality. The ladies, the everybody in the deli. But that's and certain things I didn't like when I went in the back room and how she behaved herself with her mindset at one of the Walmarts in Atlanta. I said, you trying to tell me something? She catch a little attitude, and I'm watching her mindset and her spiritual side. And you catching her out and know what you know. You can't tell me anything one day. So I didn't like the way she acted in that back room in Atlanta. So I never did that. When you talk about honesty, Goodman, and same thing I told Miss Lee, I never did say I was going to come back. I never did tell him that I was going to come back. I want you to understand it. I wanted to go figure out the person, and he caught a little attitude and rolled his eyes. Because if he's I'm the problem, all right, I see some things that this person gonna take me for granted. At Walmart gonna take me for granted at 2996. So let me go see where I can help at and gain more of the understanding from my other peers at Walmart. So I started no, this is what I started doing. I started studying things. Where things need to be like stuff wasn't clean in the food tray in Atlanta. They had trash all over to keep the food at, the chickens and stuff over there in some of the Walmarts. Things wasn't wiped down. None of these things wasn't clean. Certain things, certain areas and behavior. And I had to come to a real understanding of where things was and how they didn't appreciate me. And I say, hold up, what if I go to this over here and we get some appreciation and we get in that different environment? That is the perfect looking thing when you that look at that bullet right there. See, I can report you to the civil rights. So it's the same person that's around here. That's what we do with bullies. You gotta start educating your kids between bullying and laughing and taunting. So I know it's smile. You gotta start educating them, telling them to get on the civil rights and be strong. Google civil rights and tell them this is what we're gonna do with this bully. This is what we're gonna do with bullies, cyber bullies. I'm gonna report you, but also I'm gonna do a civil rights on you. This is what we're gonna do with a Qatar bully. So if we tell our kids, we must educate our kid when they're on social media and they're at school. We must educate them about their civil rights. Why they in school and what can they do to do it. So how are we supposed to understand it? So if you are at school and somebody bullying you, go on the civil rights, Google civil rights on your phone. And that's the most important thing we can do to our kids, that they can pick that and talk about it. This happened at what business at school, in the sex, race, with those things that you so much opinion on. So we need to teach our kids to start Googling civil rights. If they get bullied at school or on the internet, bam. Well, yeah, we need to do those things in those formats. So I got something for this dude that laughing. He got a guitar, but he's laughing. So I don't see a smile. I know the emo face, guys. I know the emo face, and he laughing. See, when you're really cracking up, you got your tears on your eyes. When you're really cracking up, when you're really cracking up, that's what. Yes, I wish we more. Those are the things, the coordinations. I'm gonna tell you something. My friends Tavine and everybody, DeMarcus and everybody at Creekview. I remember I was just getting out of school, and I started to venture a little bit more out in wall like this, and I started to move a little bit more. And Tavine and Creekview friends, they came and hung about my house, and I started to get my own apartment. And they used to have to go to school. They go to school. Like when they didn't want to go to school, they chill at my house and play a game. I had my game, my U-Haul manager, bring my TV. We always bring in stuff like Miss Laura Lee Uche, always bringing TVs. We got stuff in the office and bringing TVs up there. So these little friends will stay in my house. I say, if I got to go to work at night, I want y'all just to lock up and tell me when y'all about to leave. Because I'm going to my room to go to sleep. They sit in the living room or on the porch, Tavine and DeMarcus and everybody else. And I'm in my room sleeping my butt off. I'm going to tell you that. Like, and because I know I got to get up. So that was very important. Like, if you're going to stay out of trouble, stay out of trouble. And some of my little friends right now, I thought DeMarcus and another person was going to make it, but they actually together. Like, they used to just tell me about their relationship and how to work on things. And I had to tell them what I've been through as a yeah, you know what I'm saying? And what I had to go through. So those are the, hey, how you doing? Yes, I was sure, you know. Those are the confirmation of those things, right? So we have to realize something. They are breaking bonds, and we got to know boundaries. The community wanted their way in the society, and and then when somebody died, what is your problem? Then you're not looking at the blame that you putting on yourself because you're paying. Oh, we didn't know. Stop that because the way you're dictating things is we know everybody don't got good intentions, but the way you're dictating things and bringing those things on to make kids and everybody. I trust me. I done said in my house many times when my girlfriend and people didn't want to call me when I just sat and they just wanted to throw parties and nobody. I didn't sit in the house many times feeling like that as a teen when I was at war with somebody. So at war with my girl, me and my we broke up like off like 8, 10, 11 times. We broke it off with each other. But when we at war with each other, so it gets to a point where we are not really acting with each other as a teenager and we get into it. So that make it hard for me to participate with others in those situations. Yeah, we can use this from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes. But other parents, watch out for other parents, guys. Watch out for other interviews. They got their opinion and their society parents on where they stop. Look, take the video off on R. Kelly, guys. I really don't want to hear it. I really don't want to hear it. I'm about honest with you. Because y'all live a lie. Y'all living a lie in America and y'all killing us day by day. And I don't want to put up with it. I take it all, bro. You asking that man stupid questions, take it all. It's a point where it's sickness at, man. Where adults with their own damn opinion. I don't want to deal with these things. Like y'all got some problems, man. Y'all literally got some problems in this society. In the society punch. Your other people point of views don't matter but yours. But R. Kelly should have known what it came with when you're dealing with narcissistic people in this business. Lying behavior. And the reason why women are being dominated and controlled because they don't see the light in God. They don't see the things. Empire. I can have a mansion and I can have 20 people stay in my mansion. 20 women stay in my mansion. But the main thing I'm gonna tell them, I ain't kind of trying to control you. I grew up on what that is, state property. And you know when Beagle see your latest wife go out, when you go out, your mind gotta be open with your spirit. You gotta tell them nothing, let nobody manipulate you. No let nobody do none of that. You talk about not being in control, let nobody do that come between something. There's a lot of manipulation going on in this universe and in America right now as we speak. So I ain't trying to control you, but the thing is when you walk out, I want you to walk with your mind open, your spirit open, no manipulation. And I want you to walk out happy. Your thing is to protect your king and all the rest of them men. People might don't want to show love because they're very picky with others. Protect your king. Show love to your king because you understand him and your mind is open. You can't have people that mind is not open, the spiritual side is not open, that is going against it. That's the main way things why control is happening. Because you women not seeing the kingdom of it all, the understanding of the price of these things. A man ain't trying to control you, but if you let somebody manipulate you and come between it, how can we understand a difference of relationship and friendships and buying just being around each other? We can make cappuccino with each other. We can have pads and we can do stuff. Those things are very crucial. You can wake up smiling. We can just have fun and enjoy each other. But the number one thing when it comes with that, we have to have understanding. We have to have that ambition of where we kind of go. And we keep things going. That's the main thing. You know, you ain't trying to have control, but walk out that door and nobody trying to mess with your head and trying to get between it. Open your eyes and open your mind, God said, I ain't trying to tell you what to do. I ain't trying to tell you to have sex, who to have sex with, who to be with. But watch out that people will get drunk and not watch their surroundings. And not just forget about everything and let their walls down. And that's why the most of our accident happens. So we have to understand those domains and those platforms. But the situation we're talking about here, they need to take some responsibility while these kids are dying for depression. And they need to stop lying. And all of these things, because you keep it, and I know everybody don't got good intentions. We got to understand in those domains. I got my point across with you already. And I got my situation across with you already. State of Texas and Governor Abbott and Joe Biden. I already had your attention, but your Social Security attention. And I got their attention now. So we both understand those domains and those plans, right? But don't lie and say you're not responsible for the actions of kids or why kids are dying off of suicide. We got a billion mindsets in this world, and everybody picking one thing and we got to learn how to control everybody understanding on what they want out of the situation of America. And that's the difference of what you have to understand in those formats, in those plans that you understand in those things. So the qualification for those things. So we can talk in many of those things, but you know, let me tell you, when I chilled out with Tavine and them, I chilled at Tavine and House, the Marcus, I chilled at everybody, little sisters walking with me at Creekview. We went to Taco Bell over there. We did so much, man. It's like, and you know, they my homies, and we did so much on things with that will you screen tomorrow? Yes. We went to Taco Bell, we hung out, we did so much together But I was out of school, and they just go, and they come and chill. They would come in with my other friend. They have a kid now. They would come over there and pick me up in their truck when they get out of school, and we will ride around in their truck and as friends. And yeah, and they got kids now. So when they get out of high school, they would just come and pick me up, and we ride, and we just ride. And I sit in the back. I sit in the back of this truck, and we just chill, man. Like I'm like I had the most goodest time with them ever. Like, and those memories I had with them. And Keith and I started hanging back out at the rape room over at my apartment. So we really started hanging out because I was hanging out with Devine. So me and him actually got the chance to connect with each other back again at the Eden Tree, I think Ben Tree or Eden Tree, yeah, Eden Tree over there where I used to stay at. And we actually got back to hanging out and all of those things. And people don't know I was talking to somebody while I was in school, and keep y'all don't even know that, like somebody else and don't even know that parent, because the bus driver Al always asks me, because he always dropping me off at things when I'm going to school. I'm at Newman Smith, and he dropping me off at going towards Creekview. So he's always asking me about this person. He's always asking me about this person. So um, he know me since I was a kid. One of the Addison bus drivers know me since I was a kid. So he's always asking me about somebody. Wait, where y'all when y'all was kid, where that girl at when y'all was on the bus, and all the rest of those things. Because he used to drive me off. I get off by the McDonald's and I go to summer school, whatever that is, and I'm not chilling by her if I'm not going to summer school or whatever that is. So those was the things in those formats, in those plans. So those are the things with that. Yeah, but I had a problem with her friend. She was actually, that's a long story with that situation. I had to deal with a lot of problems. Then I'm dealing with my school at America. I had a lot on my plate, guys. I had a lot on my plate, and people didn't know that I had a lot on my plate. My barber Troy, he used to tell me, Hubert ain't like you, like, and and this and that. Be patient, 'cause he been cutting my hair. I said, "Damn, I'm waiting on them, and I'm being patient. You stopping my growth. You stopping me from cause Troy at Newman Cement and Carrollton and CLB, he owned the barbershop. They owned the barbershop together, and he used to always cut my hair. And he used to be my number. I missed the guy. The guy was the number one. He used to have me on perk every time. I leave school early. He used to have me on perk every time. Like, he used to have me on perk every time, and literally have me on perk every time. And then he moved towards Creekview. So when he moved from Party City, I had to start going over there towards Creekview over there. I'm like, hold up, in that little section over there. Yes, I would. You got the Pizza Hut, you got all of those areas over there. I'm like, hold up. I'm like, damn, I gotta come way over here for school now. You moved all the way over there, and I gotta come way over here for school now. So it gets to that point where in those domains, I'm like, damn, man, you making me come way over there for school now. It's easy when they had about Party City. I'm doing good. How you doing? But the king gotta understand the king and the queens. All of y'all are queens in y'all way, but you have to keep your mind open on the enemy. That's the understanding of those things. Are we talking about interacting with each other, doing these things with each other, and just having a great understanding with each other? You walk out that door because anybody can manipulate you. And those are the things in those formats. And you can't let manipulation and wordplay get infected because that's some with those things. So these things will be the qualification of where you're trying to go. But keep your mind open. That's the first thing I want to tell you. If I'm ever stands in life, your mind have to be open. Your mindset have to be open on your enemy. Always watching Isaiah. See, it's my mind is still a mystery. You still can't understand it. Nobody can really understand a mind that's got some mystery because I still have to unlock a lot of stuff in here, and I have a lot to work on. So a lot of other stuff that's in the way of blocking it, I have a lot to work on here. So it's still more to unlock about. It's a mystery. It's a mystery towards me. So on this journey, there's a mystery. We're gonna focus. We're gonna do a lot of other things. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have understanding. I can't, and we're gonna have understanding. One thing, God not trying to control you, but keep your mind open on your enemy's spirit. The reason why American mental have a mental disorder and they more mental and suffer with something because they know the reality of their situations. They know the behavior of others and the behavior of others in society in terms of where those things are at, and we can't understand those meanings and where we trying to go. Hey, look, I ain't trying to tell people rules gonna be rules no matter what, but they gotta know they're gonna pay a price sooner or later. You're gonna pay for what the rules that you stand for and the connection that you're trying, the boundaries you're trying to put. And that can be the worstest fear in America, like literally. And we don't even know that is the problem. Boundaries connect. That is the problem we got in society right now today. Get money, start the way he be able, baby, he be drinking sellers, and all the rest of those things. I know everybody don't got good intentions, but those things is the problem in the society that we are in today. So we have to understand those things. Yes, I was streaming mother. Yes. We have to understand those things in those format plans, right? We have to get those things in those format plans. So to understand those things, I was on one Walmart CEO page, his page, and he talked about attacking issues, learn how to attack the issues in our society. But we have to be willing to listen to everybody. Say if I open a government, and let's say if I open a government, and it's gonna be having one building, and this one building is gonna everybody gonna send letters about they like Santa Claus, right? We gonna say this is gonna be a government building. This is gonna be a Santa Claus government building, right? Everybody is gonna write grown-ups and kids. What do they want to change about their life and how they want to understand it? What's your dream that you want to come true? What things you want to change? What's going on in your community? But let me tell you something. You have to understand how to work around those things. You might have to tell a couple of you might have to move. You might tell them those things in those environments where people are not willing to change and other people in their society. You know, you don't have to do nothing to move and study that and to get in a different environment that is best for the quality of your of the community. And you know what I'm saying? And just because you live in another state doesn't mean nothing. The United States is one. Just because you live in a state, you live in Atlanta, that is nothing. Texas is your home. This is where is everybody else. It doesn't matter what state you go to, it's your home. Understand it. I don't care about a birth thing. I don't care about those things. But find what makes you better and see where they can keep the balance at. Right? Say every disability and every American person. Every month, I'm gonna give you a $10,000 rehold and cash if you can't pay rent. So that's going to actually, that's what any American, that's what any American, that's what any American. So a $2,000 rehold, if you can't pay your rent, that's going to be a $2,000 rehold to help you out. Now, these are the things when you're too far behind. Because when you go get a voucher, they only paying half of the voucher. So our government got to be able to understand that $2,000 rehold that's going to stay right there by you. And they can team up with the business of Walmart, and they can team up with those things to understand the qualification with those things and those foreplay, right? So if we do a $2,000 rehold for each American, and your money you gotta be really behind for you to access that $2,000. Every American gotta be really behind in your rent to access that $2,000 and for it to come to you right away. Automatically, we're gonna start telling each American you're gonna have to have some. We're gonna start giving them benefits. We're gonna start giving them something to keep a track with them. So you're gonna have to answer you want to keep up with your apartment. Your apartment gonna have to talk to the government, the Social Security, but you will have a $2,000 rehold on the side, and that means that use that when you really behind in your rent and you really can't meet and you can't catch up the way you want to catch up. Please to know you when you do 7, 8. I'm from New Orleans, but I said Texas Mount. Those are the things in those fourplex, right? In those cinemas. So we do a government $2,000 rehold and rehold on each American, and the rehold mean is for you. Even either a regular community, it doesn't matter. It's not just for certain individuals. When you're a month behind, but you have to keep going in, you have to keep food stamp offers, you have to keep doing the benefits thing. Even if you don't get nothing, all right, I need to still tell me what you need to tell me. How much you is on back on your rent. That's must shows the consistency. And that $2,000 will be hold on your name and on your apartment. So the apartment complex will get with the thing if you having hard times. Will get with the government. Yeah, the apartment complex will get with the government. Every apartment owner will get with the government on things. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. How you doing? So if we have, hey, how you doing? If we have a government that do a $2,000 rehold, and you have to be really behind to understand this, and it's always going to be in there. So anytime you call that food stamp office, you can ask to access that $2,000 automatically, and it's going to retrack itself. It's going to add every year. You're going to have to do it. So yeah, hey, pleased to know you. Pleased to know how you doing. How you doing today? I was actually watching this on Sky News about a trumpet, a woman that played trumpet, and you there like, hold up, hold up. 'Cause I've been in the band. That was the most important thing. My friends, man, my classmates try to get me on the look. I can trust that I can get the trumpet. That's not the problem. You know what I'm saying? But the notes be killing me. So I'll be like, hold up, really, guys? Y'all doing too much. So I don't know what they're doing. How y'all doing good? But those are the things I would that far back. But I'm not saying them. I just want them to stop talking about the situation. We're talking about life. We're talking about a lot of things. I just want the situation to stop being brought up and stop. People need to stop putting YouTube videos of the R. Kelly situation and the different topics. They need to stop it. I just because people lose automatically. People lose automatically. We all lose because of stubborn behavior. Nobody wins in that matter, and that's just the bottom line. So yeah. So I will see y'all later.